Okay, hello everyone. I hope you're doing well. We have another day on ES. Uh, I'll tell you about later on probably about my trades. I took this trade overnight. Here we had the back test of this upper edge of the this range. We tapped into it, got some liquidation, and I got out about here, I think. Yeah, 7440, which was a really good trade. Then I did another mistake. I traded on my phone that I shouldn't. I traded because I saw the support of what the 7450 holding here. So I went for a long position, hoping for the breakout. Obviously, that failed quickly. It was just a liquidity sweep of the previous highs. So I'm done for the day now. Now I'm into a lock position, hoping that seeing that this one holds held one time here. No, sorry, let me. Yeah, so you can see here that was my first trade, as I said before. Upper range, taps of liquidity, got in there, which was a really nice trade. Then I got in long here. It's on the upper extreme, hoping for the breakout. That didn't happen. Got some losses. That was a stupid trade because I just took it on my phone. Uh, Now I got long here. Seeing that this holds, I'm still holding my position. My stop loss is about here somewhere, but a bit wider stop because I'm guessing that either with the opening, either it's gonna go straight up, or more usually it's gonna take this lows here and possibly it's gonna tap something like this. So just to clear a bit my screen. So my high post for the day is taking this long. I don't see any other high posts. I'm not shorting the market. We're in a bullish momentum, I think. Especially since this support level held, we didn't get back right into it and held twice. I'm suspecting that the market is gonna go and play within that range today. So this is my primary scenario. Another possible short if we lose and regain 73, 77, which was key area in the past. So if we take these lows here, so if we do like this, and then the more obvious one is if we lose the previous day low, again long here. Uh, these are my three scenarios for the day. As I said, this support was lost and it's resistance now, the 74.32. We have the ETH view up there as well. So yeah, but that's the actually three scenarios. As I said, I'm already long since I've been here, and we held once, we held twice. It's getting weaker now, so we may see some traps. Uh, I'm willing to hold my trade up to 73.99, just in case it taps this low, go into this major level, and goes back again up. These are my hypos basically, and just gonna take a screenshot. Okay, we're looking on the left screen again, where we are. Uh, Same scenarios here as we said before. We may take the lows of the 7450s, which is here, the support. This is the reclaim of the support of the VWAP is what gave the long overnight. So overnight I took this level. I ended about here and I closed my trade here. So now I'm looking for a long either at the 74.15, either here possibly. We have a POC as well. Some scenario. all the overnight lows, maybe something like this. And then we'll go back again into the previous range. If this doesn't work, another scenario, as I said, is the 73.77, which is right about here. Take these lows about here. We see these lows on the left side, VWAP of 2 days ago. So this is a key area as well for longs, something like this. And then the other case is at the previous day low. Which is about here. It's quite a long shot, but you never know if we can go there. So for possible support, this is the previous day low. Something if we reclaim it, and then I can go long at this possible here. But this is going to be my entry. Above when we go into this range again. Okay, let's see something else now. Let's see. Just give me a second. Okay. So what we are looking at? We are looking at the VWAP. Sorry, at the high time frame chart now. So we are kind of in a tricky situation now because we saw there's a CVA low there, and this is the monthly VPOC, which so overall it has held quite nicely, and it's a nice place to play some longs. The reclaimment of the night right here, we saw a long, which actually took until I think 74.30, something about here. The previous weekly VWAP. We see the price as it's moving quite in a range about within this CVA. We saw price took this highest liquidity the previous day high, came range back. So it's very natural to suspect that we'll try to take the previous day low, but these are quite low. So I'm not sure if this is going to happen. What we see now is actually, as I said, we're in a range about in this CVA, so I don't see any reason why we're going to break out. We see this monthly VPOC can become a bit weak, but still hold quite nicely. And it held quite nicely the previous days. And we saw an attempt to go higher. There's a lot of buyers here. We see they're placing their orders. And there's a lot of absorption. There's a lot of selling absorption right at the CVA low. So it's quite tricky the situation now because I'm not sure if usually when we accumulate, let's see the volume profile. So if the volume profile is like this, let's for example, so there's a lot of volumes build up now. It's very natural to see the absorption, and we're gonna aim for the longs for the other side. With that in mind, we've seen the last 3 hours accumulating here to the downside. And if the absorption continues, we may see with the open price skyrockets and hit the 50s, the other side, which is natural to say, because as Merit Black says, that we trust that market is going to repeat the same until proven otherwise. So what it does overall overnight is just keep the range like CVA high to CVA low and CVA high and CVA low to CVA high. What I may suspect, as I said previously on the other charts, is that we may see these lows breaking, so the market may take these lows. So there's going to be some liquidity sweep. That's the DVA high, which previously had been held quite nicely, and then we have some kind of reclaim, and then take the long. Uh, uh, I'll see with the market open. I'm not sure if I'm gonna hold the trade because we may have some kind of spike because it has been accumulating dangerously here, so we may see a very big spike with the opening. Anyway, that's my theory, and I guess below the DVA someone can possibly short to the downside, but there's quite a few levels here that I suspect that they're gonna hold. It's the weekly VPOC, the weekly previous DVA low, the CVA highs, weekly VWAP, quarterly DVA high. It's like you see a bunch of bullish levels. So I suspect these are gonna hold. So I hold still my bullish scenario for the day. This is the main scenario for me, and the other ones are quite lower, according to my. If you saw the previous analysis on the previous chart, I told you before. And if we go now on the high time frame chart, we see there's a bearish momentum from the yearly. However, it has held the retest. We are at the extremes now, so there's buying from the quarterly. We've seen we're on the right on the VPOC, the monthly. We've seen there is a low here, so there is the possibility of taking this low and go higher, or there's another possibility to take this low, which means that market is going to dip down to the monthly VWAP and then go again the rotation, or this low. There's 3 lows in a row. Talking about the weekly, let me see about the weekly. So we see the weekly, it lost the previous weekly, reclaimed it with this bullish momentum, retested the lows. So we should suspect that the weekly is going to hold the lows. And this is also the BIPOC here, we see. So we may see this kind of like a formation, like bouncing cat. So yeah, this is a kind of like a weekly support level. Then the rest is on the weekly DVA low, and the other ones are on the weekly minus to the extremes. We see with the opening, price has been accumulating dangerously, as I said. Again, here, here from the weekly, or if we go down to these lows, I'm gonna try along again. Okay, let's see now on the. Just gonna take a screenshot again. Just for my diary. Okay, done. Going on the. Sorry. Yeah, if we go on the. So we can see now. So we did like kind of like a rotational, like we hit like this, this. Price is coming to test this. So we have a POC that may hold, which is the 7402. If we go down there, so we may see that one and coming again to test the 7440s. The other scenario is, since we're coming from usually the POCs are holding, to be honest. If we come down and we break the POC, we may see the price coming to test these lows. Okay, so there are two outcomes. If the CVA low holds, we may see, let's see, we're opening at the lows now. Let's see which one is going to test first. Okay, price is trying to break below. Okay, we're gonna go back into our try to break below to go to test. We see some decent absorption there. Let's go. We lost the monthly VPOC temporarily. Okay, there's a big spike down. Let's see. There's some selling activity. Now we're testing the support. Okay. Yeah, now we're testing the support from yesterday. We're testing the POC now. There's a previously POC there. Okay, now it's trapping the lows. If we see here, we trap the lows, this low from overnight. Let's see if this is gonna hold. Also, what made me hold my position, and I'm still holding my position for long, is we see the cumulative delta. It hasn't gone below the 1000. It's still on the positive side. The RTH VWAP is pushing. We see the RTH VWAP is pushing down, but we see some rejection from the CVA high. Let's see if that rejection is gonna keep holding. It held last night. Cumulative delta still on the positive, is absorbing. So the cumulative is still positive. I'm not sure what drives the market anymore. For me, all I'm looking is a retest at the 7450s. So what I'm looking for is a retest of this area of the resistance, following the rotation as before, like as I told you before, that this one, if it holds, we're gonna see another test of the 7450s. Okay, we see the CVA low holding. Let's see if we're gonna regain the monthly VPOC. I know it's a mistake, but I'm at my maximum position now. I'm full clip now. Okay, we saw some trapped buyers. This one trapped the buyer before. Let's see now. Or the sellers, especially the sellers who lost this one, they tried to go short. They are trapped now, shooting up. Let's see. Regain the monthly VPOC. I know I've seen that there are buyers in this area, a lot of buyers. Okay, ETH VWAP holds, and we're above also the RTH VWAP. So that's lost a reclaim of the VWAP, which is really nice setup. Sorry, that's the DVA low. It's the RTH VWAP and the ETH DVA low. Let's see. The cumulative delta it still holds at the 1,200 K. Let's see. Things are kinda like neutral here regarding the VWAP. There are obviously buyers at the cumulative delta base. They've been holding the whole time. So this one, I hope the market will force the market to the upside. We see now some absorption there. Let's see. As I said, it's quite tricky situation. Price we see accumulating below the monthly VPOC with a CVA high at 74.15 holding. I have the sense it's going to spike to the upside. We see also the 74.15 support level, the technical one, aligned with the CVA low. It holds so far. So price has been like kind of like trapped now. We want to see the reclaim of the monthly VPOC 74.21. What I suspect is that we may see some activity take the overnight low and then heading to the upside. That's a possible scenario, as I said. You see the CVA high of 2-day CVA high holds very well. The buyers, the cumulative delta has been now to 700. So the sellers are having a bit of difficulty there to sell. There's more selling activity now. There's another POC from the 18th of May, and that's the weekly VPOC as well there, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's the weekly VPOC as well, which is a big also pivot point. We see a lot of absorption here, right at the POC. This is the POC of a different CVA, not of this one. It's from the 18th of May, but it was quite relevant. That's why I held it in my analysis. This POC of the CVA is 7402 here. I still do believe we're gonna hit the 7450s, trying to test the resistance zone in the range, the upper range. We see a lot of sellers trapped here. Okay, we hit temporarily we hit the cumulative delta base, so there's been like a neutralization there. So this is a pivotal moment for the buyers to come in and hold the cumulative delta base. So this is what I'm telling about. Neutralization. Neutralization is basically when you see that the cumulative delta hasn't been tested at all during the session, and it comes back to the zero, it's just to reset the just to reset it, and there are these possibility buyers coming in. I've seen it many times filling out. Yeah, I see a lot of try to sell, a lot of activity from the sellers, but they're all getting absorbed. Let's see if buyers are gonna step in. At the moment, buyers are still on the defensive. They try to defend. They're doing very good job so far defending it. A lot of choppiness in the open. We're just between the POC of the 7411 and the VPOC of the 7420s between two CVAs and the VWAPs. So that's why we're so choppiness. Last night there were the Nvidia earnings, and I think they were positive. They went up like 6%, and still for some reason the Nvidia overnight was -$2. So I'm not sure if there's something ongoing there or something else that I don't know, but it looks kind of weird. Okay, we see some accumulation now. Cumulative delta, they're trying to test again the cumulative delta zero, but the buyers are still holding it. I'm not sure when are the buyers are going to step in. which level are they tend to defend. Haven't seen any big buyers yet. Just gonna pull out my heat map. See if there's something going down there. Okay, we can see here, like I told you, there's a big bias right at the weekly VPOC, and they are defending it very well. We see massive buying order right there at the POC. Just gonna expand to see a little bit. We see the sellers, they're trying to place limit orders there. We need to break that monthly VPOC. There is some selling activity at the 74.26, but there's only a technical level there. I don't see any high time frame. So there's a big buying order activity here, so buyers are interested in defending the weekly VPOC. It's a kind of trick situation because we are we see how it goes, but in between monthly VPOC and weekly VPOC, with a lot of VWAPs, CVA lows, and CVA highs, which makes the situation a bit tricky. If we look the overall picture, we see that this area has been defended very well. Cumulative delta has been defended. Okay, we're kind of losing now the cumulative delta. We are kind of like in the zero now. We're testing it again. I don't see the buyers are good enough to, because I don't see any strong bias activity beside this order. I don't see any other confirming that they're gonna hold. Just waiting to see if they're gonna step on the overnight low. We see the sellers are trying to push. They're just placing some new limit orders there. Let's see if the buyers are able to take it, to break it. We see absorption, boom, they took it out. Now the buyers, what are they doing? They're accumulating liquidity from all the sellers are trying to place shorts now. And that's my idea, that's just gathering liquidity from the retail traders trying to short, and they're gonna pop up the market. Now this is what market does now. It's just going range about. and trying to trap all these anxious traders, trying to short. Let's see. Quite tricky opening. Just waiting to see when the buyers are gonna go to the offense. We see now some buying activity very low, below the DVA high. Hmm. Yeah, we can see that buying activity at the 7,400 right at the bottom. It's still ranging now. As I said, I've been in a long position since 6:30 for the last 2 hours because the market hasn't shown me that is willing to sell aggressively and the buyers are holding. So I'm just holding my position as well. Mm-mm. Sellers are really trying to break the cumulative delta, but the buyers are there. So there is kind of absorption there. We are kind of the neutral now as well as the volume, like volume ratio. It's kind of in the neutral now. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I was expecting this move for quite a while now. This move. I'm gonna hold it, of course. Sellers, but you see, sellers try to place limit orders. Boom! Right away, buyers took it away. I'm gonna hold my position to the 74. As I said, about 74.50s, about here, 49. I'm gonna close my position early if we hit this one. We'll see. Buyers are stepping in again. As we see, here, buyers are stepping in all the way. I was anticipating that move because I saw sellers getting absorbed, trapping. So I was expecting all this move to be like a violent burst to the upside. And I think this is gonna have some kind of continuation. We see some kind of balance holding there. Buying activity, a lot of buying activity. That's good for us. Buying activity is still present. We see this order flow, massive order flow. I'm holding my long position as I expect for price to test this 50s here, this area. This is gonna be interesting to get out. Buyers are trying to break again. They're not successful. I think we're gonna have another leg now up. There we go. Another buyers there, a lot of them. Someone can place another order long from here now for the buyers that are going to defend. These buyers here, bought actually right at the VWAP. Let's see. Maybe we may see here sellers try to sell here and buyers step in right at 74.25, trying to trap the sellers who are trying to go short now from the VWAP. Let's see. Let's see. Cumulative delta is now at 32.75. We broke above the threshold of 2500, which is a good thing. If you see here, this is what I mean. There was 2500 defending it. We broke above, holding it. So this is a sign, a bullish sign, that we may reclaim to 5,000. So everything shows bullish now. When we reach cumulative delta 5,000, I'll see I may take part of my position or my hold my position. Because we may see some selling activity there. In the meanwhile, we're quite good for the day. Let's see. We want to see 74.32 holding to push. There is a lot of buying now coming. We just need to be a little bit more patient. Also, another thing that I forgot to say before is that another reason I was holding my long position was because we saw here that ES is moving always in a specific way, and that is whenever we see an elevator down like this fast move to the downside, most likely there's always going to be a squeeze up, which we see now, squeezing the sellers. And it's almost certainly like 75% is going to test the level that actually broke. So it's going to back test the 74.50s. And this is why I'm holding the trade. I was holding the long position, even I was like in minus. Okay, we're very good now. Let's see if we can hit this 74.50s. Let's see some retracement on the let's see. I'm still gonna hold my position. Because almost certainly it's gonna hit 74.50s. This is what always is be doing, yes. Okay, I'm gonna take out my order at the weekly previous DVAV WAP, so 74.47, right below the 1.5, right here, if all goes well. The buyers are keep coming. I see buying activity. We see buying activity, still buyers. Cumulative delta is the opposite now. I'm gonna hold my trade actually. I was thinking of taking out, but I'm gonna hold it. Price really wants to go and test the 74.50s. This is what always been doing. There's no reason to change now. We see some buyers now and some sellers. There's an ambiguous activity here. This is probably a relief candle. Another chart for the sellers here. I think this is a back test. We see now how the buyers are trying to defend. So we see how buyers are here, place the orders, a lot of buying activity in this area. Even without the heat map, you can see the trapped sellers. You can realize the buyer's presence right here. So now those who try to short from the DVA high, they all got trapped now. Now they're gonna get out of their positions very soon. As you can see, uh, what actually held this price here was possibly the yearly, but also was the previous weekly VWAP. So this is why I placed my taking profit right here at the weekly, like in this area, because I expect sellers to be right here. And I think it's also kind of the 90% of the distance, which I used to make a study in the past that the price is going to cover there's 50 to 70% that price is gonna cover the 90% of the distance if I manage to. If I manage to fix it. Yeah. So yeah, some well below the 90%. You see how price here held the 90%. How well. So this is the backtest level. There's some negative cumulative delta from the 5,000, but the buyers are still trying to hold the defense. In theory, I could have gotten out of the DVA high and be profitable for the day, but I really believe that price is going to backtest the elevator down the breakdown point, which always does it. I think now what it's trying to do is it couldn't break straight away. They lost the power, so they just need to gather some volume in this area above the VWAP, and then maybe some traps here, and then go push higher. Sometimes, the scalps are good, but you need to see the overall picture to realize what the targets are and what market really wants to go. Okay, we see some sellers are getting trapped there. There we go. That's the spike I was looking for. Let's see. Seller stepped in right away. That's impressive, I can say. Oh, that's impressive. I haven't seen for a while. So they had to place the limits here at the poke, expecting a retest of the poke, and then got straight away. They just pushed the market lower. You can see here all the orders piled up. We're back at the previous VWAP now in the VPOC. Getting trapped again, sellers. Let's see now if we can break to the 74.47. This level now. If we can break the DVA high again for a third time, probably I'm gonna take my position out, because if we can break it again, I suspect that the market will go even lower to look for liquidity to break that DVA high, and I don't want to risk it much, to be honest, for the market to go even lower. I don't want to go to risk more. So we'll see. If we retest the DVA high and we can't break, I'm just gonna take more position out. I'm just in a range about today within the DVA, and I'm not sure it's gonna break. Because in theory, when we get into the CVA from one side, and which is kind of for acceptance, like most of the time, we're gonna go to the other side. We went last night, but we haven't been today in the opening. So let's see. The sellers are gaining control, temporary control. It's gonna test the support of 74.15. That's why we started the New York session today. Let's see. Sellers have temporarily reclaimed cumulative delta. They brought it from 5,000 back to 1,300, but we're still on the positive side though. And I see now that it was a mistake not taking my profits here and waiting to be here to take my profits, because I risked I risked like 20, 30 points for 3 points, and it wasn't worth it, to be honest. Uh, yeah, I see it now, but and also right here we hit the 5,000 cumulative delta, so it was a pivot point. So let's see if the market really wants to test the breakdown point, which is 74.50s. Now if we see the heat map, we can see there's a lot of liquidity right up the 74.34, right where we saw the building block, and the buyers really want to go for it. So let's see if they're gonna go for it. If the buyers are hitting, are bidding also a big block here. Okay, they're trying to push again. As I said, if we hit the DVA high and I don't see price breaking, I may actually take my profits. Yeah, the sellers got weaker now. It's kind of like balanced, but the sellers have got weaker. It's a nice place if someone now wants to go long. You see now, sellers are trying to accumulate some limits on the monthly repo. As we see the market, the buyers went for that liquidity now here. They took it out. Now they're trying to build a position to the long side again. If we go long now again, I think this time we're gonna break to this 74.47. we see now buyers are stepping in. They're trying to reclaim the cumulative delta 2500. Okay, finally some bulls are stepping in. Possibly they are going for this block of orders right here. Right here. They really want to take all this out. Just wait now for the buyers to gather some liquidity before it attempts again to the long side. So let's see if we're gonna hit again the DVA high. This is where I placed my taking profit now. I'm not gonna risk it anymore. So to put my profits at the 74.42, so about here, aiming for to tap these highs here. And I'm gonna take my profits and go home. I'm not gonna. It's not worth risking of 5 points of profits for 15 points. So I'm just gonna take my profits if we hit again the DVA high. But let's see if we get there first. The volatility has dried up a bit. I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Just going for a small break. Okay, we're back now. Nothing really happened during my break. Just big accumulation around just above the monthly VPOC. Bulls are trying to break the VWAP, but they can't at the moment. I think they will at some point, to be honest. And nothing really exciting. It was a sideways days, very choppy. Basically there was only one move at the moment. We may see something later. I do believe we're gonna test again these areas at some point, maybe later in the day, who knows. The buyers are really defending this area really good, so I don't really worry about the downside, to be honest. Yeah, so I placed my taking profit right at this point, 74.42. Maybe I'll put it to 41, just right here. Yeah, so I place my target here. I think we're gonna tap into it, and that's basically it. Nothing else. I think I'm gonna stop the recording now, and I'm gonna leave my position running and see how that goes. So okay, I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I hope you had a better day than I did, and see you tomorrow. Ciao.